Trump is targeting Amazon. The administration is considering adding the company's overseas operations to a list of global marketplaces known for counterfeit goods. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. We should note they tried to do this last year and failed. Yahoo Finance's Jessica Smith joins us now from Washington with the details. There have been sort of an increasing number of reports about counterfeit goods listed on Amazon, Jess.
Yeah, there have been. And the purpose of this list is really to publicly shame these companies, to try to convince them to take steps to improve this problem that they're seeing, this problem of counterfeit goods. And as you reported, the Wall Street Journal says that the United States Trade Representative is considering adding some of Amazon's overseas operations to this notorious markets list. And there have been several reports talking about counterfeit, even dangerous items that have ended up on Amazon. We did hear from one U.S. retail trade group earlier this year asking USTR to put Amazon on this notorious markets list. In response to that request, Amazon insisted that it does prioritize this issue. It says it strictly prohibits counterfeit products, and it invests heavily into making sure it protects customers from those products. The list is due out in the next few weeks, so we'll be waiting to see if Amazon actually does end up on that list. As you mentioned, there was an effort, according to the Journal, last year to get Amazon on that list, but that did not come through, so we'll be waiting to see if it makes it this year.
All right, thanks, Jess. Meanwhile, the Amazon CEO, Jeff Bezos, spoke about the importance of the company and others in the tech community working with the Pentagon and the U.S. military. Bezos spoke at the Reagan National Defense Forum.
If big tech is going to turn their backs on the Department of Defense, this country is in trouble. That just can't happen. There is truth in the world. We are the good guys.
All right, let's turn to our panel on this. This is kind of ties into our last conversation, right? Although I can't see the Pentagon turning to Huawei, for example, or a Chinese company. Like, what's the alternative, you know?
Well, right, but I mean, let's face it, I mean, a huge proportion or percentage of the employees at these tech companies don't truck with the Department of Defense. I mean, they range from being sort of agnostic to militarily against the military, right? And so I think that there's a lot of rank and file at places like Google and Facebook and maybe Apple and Amazon who are not so happy with doing a lot of work for DoD.
Well, there was the issue with Google, actually. How many thousands of their employees signed a petition not to do business with the DoD? And, you know, Bezos's point is, really?
Right.
They have to work together. These are big money contracts for some of the biggest names in tech. And look, we were just talking to Zoom CFO this morning, and they just landed a deal with the United States Postal Service. A lot of the tech government's systems and technology is completely antiquated, so they have to start looking at big tech.
Well, but in Google in particular, and in some of the other cases, is it a blanket dislike of working with the government, or is it on specific things, right? Wasn't the objection about an unmanned drone program killing people, basically, or designed to do that? So, you know, but then the question is, if they do that kind of pressure, will the government actually stop doing that program? And that seems...
There's a lot of different threads here, too. Remember, also with Google, you guys, they were working on Project Dragonfly, which was search in China that would have been co-opted by the Chinese government. Employees there also objected to that. Rightfully so. I mean, people have a point here, but you know, you're talking about a for-profit company. It's a very nuanced spectrum of behaviors by the company, and then there's also how much say should an employee have.
How much of this might be, though, Jeff Bezos doing a little butt kissing? Because of the Jedi contract. Yeah, well, I didn't want to say, can I say it? Well,
no, that's all right.
Yeah.
I got that.
You get what I'm saying, because he lost out. They're fighting in court over it, but over Jedi.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's his war with President Trump. And, you know, I love Jeff Bezos appearing at, the Reagan National Defense Council meeting or whatever it was exactly, but I mean, it's not exactly his crowd either. But, you know, the government is a perfectly great customer. And so, you know, Bezos wants that, but he's also looking, as you say, at various other constituencies that he needs to align himself with, right? No doubt. I mean, it's a business, people, right? And so, but having said that, there are lines, right? And people have a right to go one way or the other.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.